I'm sure that all of you know this by now, but the New York Democratic primary was canceled. Here's a video on that from the Washington Post.
What happened in New York today was the State Board of Elections decided to effectively cancel the Democratic presidential primary that they had already delayed until June because of concerns about the coronavirus. It's a move that got a lot of blowback from the Sanders campaign. He has said that he wants to continue to remain on the ballot in these future primaries. Why is that? Well, what he wants to do is amass delegates to the Democratic National Convention. And the reason why that's important is it can give him, he says, some leverage over things like shaping the party platform and other important decisions that are made by the party.
Even before this horrific pandemic we are now experiencing, more and more Americans understood that we must move to a Medicare for All single-payer program.
What we've seen from Democrats in the last few weeks is a push to come up with alternate ways of voting, whether that's expanding vote by mail or other options. It's up to these individual states whether they want to hold these primaries. They all have their own systems for deciding whether to move ahead with them or not. I think the signal that the Sanders campaign is sending today is, given that these primaries were delayed, which is a decision the campaign agrees with, that allows these states more time to figure out ways to hold the primaries in a way that is safe.
I love how it says at the end there, democracy dies in darkness. That's what it says on the Washington Post on the screen. Democracy dies in darkness as they're talking about literally canceling a democratic election. Sounds like democracy dying, if you ask me. That's exactly what that is. That's exactly what that is. And by the way, the point at the end about like, well, now, the states have more time to figure out how to work out the logistics and the details. He's kind of almost trying to say that, hey, maybe that's why the New York did what they did, because it's all about the logistics and the details. Maybe it gets really hard, and so they didn't have the time to figure it out. Wait a second. The election was originally supposed to be in April, okay? Then, because of COVID-19, and this was reasonable, they just pushed it back and said, now it's in, I think it was late June or mid-June. Okay, fair enough. That's understandable. Then they go, we're going to cancel it. What does that even mean? Like, so you're not allowed to vote? There's no Democratic presidential primary in New York? What are you talking about? And so that's what they're hiding behind now, is that last point of like, well, see, it's the safety, and what happened was the sun was in my eyes, and we didn't know if you take the thing and divide it by the square root of 6, then you make sure that you got to have the things. You had plenty of time to figure out how to do an all-mail election. You got a lot of time, man. Between now and June, you got plenty of time to figure out how to do an all-mail election, how to, make it workable where people are not threatening their lives. New York is notoriously terrible. We didn't have, mail-in elections where you always had to go and show up on election day. And of course, we have closed primaries, not open primaries. I would love to be an independent and vote in the Democratic primaries, but I have to be a Democrat because the freaking state makes me do it. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible system. Now you're seeing just how bad this is and how tyrannical they are and how much of an iron grip they have. Because under the guise of what's happening, the safety and the thing, they're turning around saying, we're just going to cancel the election. So I need you to realize what's going on here. You just set a precedent. You just set a precedent of canceling elections. That's what you just did. You just set a precedent of, what do you mean? It's perfectly reasonable, perfectly logical to just cancel the election because of COVID-19. We're saying safety, safety, safety. Now, there are ways to do the election where we prioritize safety, but we're just going to say, no, we can't do that for whatever reason, stuff and things, but we're going to cancel the election now. Okay, so you just set the precedent that canceling elections is okay. That's what you just did. That's a fact that that's what you just did. What's to stop any of the, let's say, Mississippi, hardcore red state? What's to stop them from saying for the general election, we still got COVID-19 going around, so we're going to have to go ahead and postpone our election. we're going to push it off a year. And I guess Donald Trump needs to remain president for an extra year because it's the safety. The safety. Oh, don't say that I should shut up and set up a vote by mail system. No. I'm just going to say the safety. It's a hard safety. Cancel the election. Push it off a year. Why wouldn't you have a plethora of Republican governors all call each other, get together and say, hey, listen, we got power in numbers. Let's say 8 Republican states go, we all agree, right? Cancel the election, push it off in a year. Why can't Trump say something? Why can't Trump go out there and say, are you not seeing there? Do you not see what's going on? We have a crisis. We have a pandemic. Look at the numbers. And you want to vote in this scenario? Are you crazy? We got to cancel it. We got to cancel the election. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's not me. It's the safety. It's not me. I'm just trying to do what's best for the American people. This is my job. My job as president is to make sure I do what's best for the American people. And this is what's best. You just set a precedent. You absolute goons and thugs and con men. That canceling an election is hunky-dory. And you can't turn around and tell them that they can't do that now when you just did it. You just did it. Yeah, but Bernie dropped out. So since Bernie dropped out, then the thing is that it doesn't matter because it's going to go to Biden no matter what. Bernie was crystal clear that his name is staying on the ballot for a reason. Reason being, he wants to have as much influence as possible and as many delegates as possible to influence the platform. Now, you and I both know they're probably going to ignore the platform. But this is the point, guys. We've gotten to the point with the Democratic Party where the corporate Democrats are not even bothering to pretend to want to play fair and want to listen to the concerns of the base and the left. They're just like, no, we'll just totally screw you over, put our middle finger up to you, coalesce at the last minute to screw the insurgent left candidate who was leading, and now we'll just cancel an election because screw you, screw your delegates, and just we got you in a chokehold, in a stranglehold, and we're going to do everything we can to push up Biden, to prop up Biden. And the other reason why he did this is it screws down ballot progressives. He must have some internal polling that shows that all of his corporate Democrat allies are in trouble. And the down ballot progressives are really doing well. So what's one way you fight that? Cancel the election or push off the election. This is just gross, man. This is just as gross as it gets. And congratulations. You know, it's so amazing that all of the nonstop moralizing and preening about Trump and, oh my God, he hates democracy and he's evil. And then they turn around and casually do something like this and don't see the hypocrisy. I get more and more disillusioned by the day.